Hello everyone, Popular Paxton here, and I want to welcome you to a custom model segment. Today we're going to be looking at some engines and some rolling stock. So before I start though, I want to say that I have 3 scripts for the next 3 episodes of Medieval Misadventures. I have those scripts all finished, so they'll be ready to use when the time comes. And the other thing is that if you'll go to the About section on my channel when you have the time, I've decided to reveal 2 new titles for Season 1. So 2 of the episodes were being kept secrets, but I decided to reveal the titles. And so yeah, and you may also see when you go to the About section that after Season 1 there's going to be a movie. Another movie. I can't give any details on this movie right now, but I will give some details when the time comes. So yeah. So anyways, let's get started on this custom model segment. So first, we're going to look at Lexi. So Lexi is the cab-forward experimental engine from Journey Beyond Sodor. So the Lexi part was made from an Edward that I had taken the face off of and made into a scrap engine. I took the Edward part off the chassis because I was going to need to use another chassis to put this on, and so Lexi could couple the right way. So this chassis was originally from either a cargo car or a circus train car. But yeah, I took off the chassis and took this Edward part off its chassis. So I repainted it and used a promo picture face for Lexi and stuck it on there. And I patched up the back where the face was with some clay, and so this part right here is also clay. So she's got her dome and her funnel here in the back. And overall, I think this model is okay. Also, you will notice, of course, that she doesn't have her cow catcher, but I didn't know how I was going to do that. So I decided not to really do it. And I don't really care if it doesn't have a cow catcher. So now on to the tender part. So the chassis came from either a cargo car or a circus train car. And this whole part was made from oven-baked clay. So yeah, it says NPCRR on that little oil barrel thing. And so yeah, and it says Lexi's Tender on the bottom. And so yeah, that is Lexi from Journey Beyond Sodor. So now this next character is an original character from my videos, and it's one you'll be familiar with if you watch the videos on my old channel. And let me bring in the diesel known as Griffin. So I have completed the new Griffin model, and I just wanted to show it to you guys. So it's a 2002 or 3 diesel. Basically, Griffin is orange, and he has a buffer beam right here. I couldn't remember if my old model had a buffer beam on the back, so I just didn't put buffers on that part. And yeah, basically all I can really say now is that now that this custom is done, I will get to work on Golden Opportunity after I film the Halloween episodes for the channel. So now the rest of these custom models are going to be rolling stock. So first, let me bring in this truck right here. Now this truck was originally a rickety but I took the face off, and you may remember, if, like particularly in my episode The Wheel of Power, that this truck had a scruffy TV series face on it. However, I took that off and made a clay face for it, so the rickety part has been painted gray. And so this face, I mean, the eyes are a little wonky, because like when I was pressing this on, the eye on the left came off, so I had to stick it on with back on with a little clay. So yeah, the eyes are just gonna look maybe a little wonky. And for the mouth, you can see it's a squiggly line. To make the mouth, I used a toothpick and curved out the line when the clay was still soft. And then when the clay was baked, I dipped the toothpick in black paint and then just moved it through the line. And I think it turned out okay. And so yeah, let me just move this truck over here since the turntable is turned in this direction. So now these next couple trucks are tankers. So let me show this one first. So this one has a scared face, and it's supposed to like resemble the oil tanker's face in Journey Beyond Sodor when Henry is crashing into Hero's train and coming off the rails at Vickerstown. In the slow motion crash where the tanker is going like, no! And all that. So yeah, this face is supposed to resemble that expression. So this was originally a yellow fuel car. And so I made it into a black oil tanker. And so this tanker is going to have a name because I'm going to introduce him in Medieval Misadventures. And his name is going to be Scaredy. So let me put him right here. And so this tanker right here, yeah, so he's kind of got a silly grin. Because, yeah, I did the same thing with the toothpick. This face was made a little while before this one. But for the teeth here, I once again used the toothpick and moved it through the clay while it was still soft. So I did the same for the smile here. And then moved it through the little curve when it was baked. I dipped the toothpick in black paint, and then I decided like at the last minute that I was gonna paint a little red spot here to like resemble his tongue, just to make it look like he's a little goofy and stuff. So this tanker also has a name, and on the bottom it says Chester. So yeah, those are the tankers. So now on to the next batch of rolling stock characters. So now let me bring in a couple of Boxcars. So I have two Boxcars on here. So let me turn this one. So this one has an arched face like Lexi and Stanley and Sydney. So yeah, he's got an arched face. This face was originally going to be like a possible clay face to put on Lexi, but when I decided to use a TV series face for Lexi, I decided I would maybe put this arched face on a boxcar and make it a little unique. So it was made from a baggage car, and while it doesn't have its name written on the bottom, like Scaredy, yeah, Scaredy didn't have his name on the bottom, but Chester did. And so same for this box car, his name isn't on the bottom, but his name is going to be Archie, because you know he's got an arched face. So yeah, so let me just move him right here. And so this other box car has a face too, but his is just on the back. So you can think like this is like the box car from Journey Beyond Sodor. It was always going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yeah, so This boxcar has like a blank expression because he's got like just a straight mouth and like straight eyebrows and stuff. So yeah, he's kind of got a bit of a blank slash bored expression on his face. And his name is Nicholas. So yeah, so this was also used from a baggage. No, actually this wasn't from a baggage car. This boxcar was made from an old style Annie that I bought from a flea market not too long ago. So yeah, he's a backwards facing boxcar. And so now on to the final pieces of rolling stock, and let me bring in a couple of slate cars here. So let me uncouple them and place them side by side. So let me zoom in a little. And these are supposed to be the slate cars from Journey Beyond Sodor, who were part of Thomas's train. So this face is when the truck is saying "Lucky you." All I can see is another truck's backside. And this face is when the slate truck is saying Thomas hasn't been to Britlington Goods Yard either. So yeah, so these were red Mattel cargo cars. I chose Mattel cargo cars because they're a bit taller, so there would be a little more room to put a face on them. And so yeah, so I painted them white. I mean, I could have used plain white cargo cars from Learning Curve, but they're a little hard to find, and like I said, I want to use Mattel because they're a bit taller. And these two slate cars are going to have names. So this one right here, his name is Danny. And then this one right here. So before I show the name, it says on the Thomas Wiki that Journey Beyond Sodor is supposed to be the first time female troublesome trucks are seen. I mean, I'm not sure if I really want to believe that, but since a female voice actor voiced the troublesome trucks in that movie, I guess that can be good evidence that there are female troublesome trucks. But anyways, this truck is a female, and her name is Danielle. So Danny and Danielle, similar names. And let me just zoom out now. And those are all the customs I have to show today. So slate cars named Danny and Danielle. A truck here, he's not gonna have a name because he's just a generic freight car. He's not gonna have like a row or anything, unlike the rest of these cars. That's all I'm gonna say. So anyways, Danny and Danielle, Archie and Nicholas, Scaredy and Chester, and Lexi and Griffin, and a generic truck. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.